The massive obsidian ships descended through Earth's atmosphere like falling tears of the void, their sleek hulls reflecting the morning sun as they settled into perfect formation above major cities worldwide. Admiral Zix Thara observed the blue planet from the bridge of the flagship Dominion's edge, her 6 crystalline eyes analyzing the primitive settlements below with calculated disdain. Such a pathetic species, she mused to her tactical officer, Commander Velox. Look at them scurrying about like insects. Their technology is millennia behind ours, their weapons laughably crude. This will be the easiest conquest in the history of the hegemony. The Zephyrian Empire had conquered 47 star systems in the past century, each victory easier than the last. Their quantum disruptors could level mountains, their psionic amplifiers could crush mines from orbit, and their bioengineering had made them virtually immortal. Humans, by comparison, still used chemical propulsion and crude electromagnetic weapons. Admiral, Velox reported, his mandibles clicking with amusement. Their leaders are requesting communication. Should we honor them with a response? Zix Thara's laugh resonated like breaking glass. Very well. Let them hear their doom. The transmission opened, revealing a small conference room where representatives from various human nations sat around a simple wooden table. Their leader, a graying woman named Secretary General Chen, looked directly into the camera with startling composure. "Welcome to Earth," Chen said calmly. "We assume you're here for our resources or our planet. Before you proceed, we'd like to show you something." "How presumptuous," Zix Thara sneered. "You are in no position to show us anything primitive. Surrender now, and perhaps some of your species will be permitted to serve as laborers." Chen's expression didn't change. "I understand your confidence. Your ships are impressive, your technology clearly superior. But there's something about humans you should know before you make any irreversible decisions." "And what might that be?" Zix Thara asked, more curious than concerned. "We'd like to tell you a story," Chen replied, "about a man named Stanislav Petrov." The Admiral's tactical displays showed no military movement, no weapons charging, no shields activating. She gestured for Velox to continue monitoring while she indulged this final conversation. Chen continued. In 1983, Petrov was a lieutenant colonel in the Soviet military. He was monitoring early warning systems when his computers detected incoming American nuclear missiles. His orders were clear: report the attack and trigger our counterstrike. The result would have been global nuclear war, the end of human civilization. "A wise decision," Zix Thara commented. "Mutual destruction prevents." "But Petrov didn't report it," Chen interrupted. "He made a choice. Despite his training, despite his orders, despite the evidence before him, he decided the reading was false. He chose to trust his instincts over his instruments, humanity over protocol. He was right. It was a computer error. One man's decision saved 8 billion lives." Velox's antennae twitched impatiently. "Admiral, this story is irrelevant. Shall we begin the bombardment?" But Zix Thara found herself oddly transfixed. "Continue." Chen nodded to her colleagues, and one by one, they began sharing more stories. Stories of firefighters running into burning buildings while everyone else fled. Of teachers staying with their students during natural disasters. Of ordinary people hiding refugees at the risk of their own lives. Of scientists working for decades without recognition to cure diseases they would never suffer from. "You see," Chen explained, "you're looking at our technology, our weapons, our infrastructure, and measuring our worth. But you're missing what makes us truly powerful." "Which is?" Zix Thara asked, though something in her voice had shifted. "Our ability to choose compassion over logic, to sacrifice our own interests for others, to hope when reason says to despair, to create beauty in the face of ugliness, to laugh in the darkness." On the screens around the bridge, Zixthera watched as similar scenes played out across Earth. In every city, humans had gathered not to fight, but to sing, to hold hands, to comfort each other. Children were painting pictures of flowers. Musicians were playing in the streets. Doctors were tending to patients. Teachers were reading to students. This is their response to imminent extinction? Velox asked in bewilderment. Chen smiled softly. We've been to space, Admiral. We've seen the cosmic dark. We know how rare life is, how precious consciousness is, how fleeting love is. We also know that everything ends. But we've learned something that perhaps your empire hasn't. What matters isn't how long something lasts, but how much beauty, compassion, and joy we create while we're here. Zixthera stared at the displays. In her 1,000 years of life, she had seen countless species beg, fight, scheme, and bargain for survival. She had never seen one respond to annihilation with art. You would die for these principles? She asked. We would live for them, Chen replied. That's the difference. For long minutes, the bridge was silent except for the hum of the ship's systems. Finally, Zixthera spoke to her crew. Stand down from combat readiness. Admiral? Velox asked in shock. I said, stand down. She looked back at the screen, where Chen waited patiently. Secretary General, your species intrigues us. We would like to learn more about this hope you speak of. Chen's smile widened. Then you're welcome to stay. Not as conquerors, but as guests. We have much to share with each other. As the Zephyrian ships powered down their weapons and assumed peaceful orbital positions, Zixthera realized that for the first time in centuries, she felt something she had forgotten, wonder. Perhaps true power wasn't the ability to destroy, but the courage to choose not to. The day humans showed aliens what powerful truly meant wasn't a day of battle or conquest. It was a day when the universe became a little less dark and a little more hopeful.